Good evening and welcome to the CaribQuest News Bulletin for today, Monday, September 16th, in the year 2024. Broadcasting from Phillipsburg, St. Martin to the rest of the world, I am Tarana Granston with the news. Thank you for joining us. We begin by telling you, police seeks public's help in locating a missing minor. The St. Martin Police Force, CaribQuest, is seeking the public's assistance in locating Ramon Javion Christoph Singh, a 15-year-old male who has been reported missing. He is a student at the St. Martin Vocational School and was last seen on Sunday, September 15 at approximately 8 a.m. in the Soccer Garden area. He has not been heard from since, and his family is deeply concerned for his safety. Ramon is described as brown in complexion, and he was last seen wearing a sky blue shirt and a black pants. Anyone with information regarding his whereabouts is asked to contact the police on telephone number 1721-542-2222 or reach out to his family members on telephone numbers 1721-523-3094 or 1721-556-6630. CaribQuest says it appreciates the community's involvement in locating this minor. And still on the police blotter, scooter owners are asked to pick up their confiscated motorcycles. The police force is again calling on the owners of scooters and motorcycles that have been confiscated due to non-compliance with traffic laws and other regulations to take immediate action to reclaim their vehicles. These impounded vehicles have been stored at the police's headquarters for an extended period of time. While it may seem that these types of announcements are repetitive, the police says that it is important to emphasize that this is part of the process of good governance. Through the notifications, vehicle owners are given ample time to take action, recover their property, and avoid the permanent forfeiture of their vehicles. To retrieve a scooter or motorcycle that has been impounded by the police, owners must present proof of ownership, valid insurance, a driver's license for the appropriate category, payment of road taxes, and a valid inspection card. Failure to reclaim the vehicle within a reasonable time frame may result in permanent forfeiture. Suspect arrested in ongoing fraud investigation. Earlier today at approximately 6 a.m., the Detective Department of the Police Force, in collaboration with personnel from the Prosecutor's Office and other law enforcement agencies, arrested a suspect with initials LLA in connection with an ongoing fraud investigation. The suspect was arrested at her residence in Don Beach. The suspect is now being held at the police station in Phillipsburg for further questioning. Following the arrest, law enforcement searched the residence and several items vital to the investigation were confiscated. Her office, that is located on the Illage Road in Phillipsburg, was also searched by law enforcement. The police is urging anyone who may have complaints or information pertaining to this fraud case to report to the Detectives Department in Phillipsburg, as public assistance is invaluable in ensuring a thorough and successful investigation, the police say. The suspect at the center of the investigation recently postulated herself in the August 19 elections. Sharp reduction in central bank borrowing rate to 5.25%. The Central Bank of Curacao and St. Martin has lowered the lending rate from 5.75% to 5.25%. This was announced by the central bank earlier this morning. The cut is the result of a strong financial position of the monetary union and the expectation that the U.S. Central Bank will soon cut its interest rates. Jose Harden, economic director of the CBCS, explained that the current account deficit is expected to fall from 15.8% of GDP in 2023 to 13.9% in 2024. This is due to higher revenues from abroad and the growth in tourism, although total exports and imports remain the same. Inspection report reveals SXM's education quality lacking. A comprehensive quality inspection report on public schools in St. Martin was presented to caretaker Minister of Education Lyndon Lewis by the Inspectorate of Education. The report, finalized in June 2024, assessed the quality of education from October last year to March this year through lesson observations, interviews, and facility reviews. The report identified several areas needing improvement, including inconsistent lesson planning, classroom management, and instructional methods. Issues like poor student-teacher relationships, low teacher motivation, and frequent teacher transfers were also highlighted. Key recommendations were made for school management, the Department of Education, and the Ministry of Education to address leadership, system structure, and policy changes. Minister Lewis acknowledged the findings and emphasized the ministry's commitment to addressing the challenges, although further action will be discussed after the Council of Ministers reviews the report. The ministry aims to ensure long-term improvements in the quality of public education on St. Martin. Collectivity to seize, abandon, and unmanned vessels if notices are ignored. The president of the collectivity and the prefet have issued formal notices to the owners of 24 abandoned or unmanned vessels in the Simpson Bay Lagoon due to the risks they pose during hurricane season. These vessels threaten nearby homes and hinder maritime activities. Despite previous warnings, the vessels remain, prompting the authorities to act in the interest of public safety and infrastructure protection. Owners have been given 1 month to remove their vessels from the area. Failure to comply will result in the authorities seizing and destroying the vessels between September 20th and August 16th. And still with the news. Collective Prevention Services is aware of the increased use of vapes, which has recently become a significant public health concern among youth globally and also here in St. Martin. Many vape devices contain nicotine, which, no matter its form of inhalation, is addictive. Teenagers and young adults are especially prone to its effects. Nicotine affects brain development, which can make it difficult to learn and concentrate, and is incredibly harmful to developing adolescent brain, the CPS says. To bring attention to the dangers of vapes, the department is encouraging parents, schools, and communities to advocate against vaping. School bus operator agreements and transportation management system approved. The caretaker Minister of Education, Culture, Youth and Sport, Lyndon Lewis, has signed multiple surface-level agreements with school bus operators. In a press release, it was announced that these agreements are intended to standardize and enhance the management of school bus services. The SLAs cover important aspects such as designated routes, standards for bus and drivers, responsibilities for bus operations, and student supervision, as well as remuneration and insurance requirements. Lewis also expressed satisfaction with the Council of Ministers' approval of a new student transportation management system. According to the statement, the system is designed to improve the structure and efficiency of student transportation, which has become increasingly expensive and difficult to manage. He noted that school busing costs have escalated, averaging over 4.5 million guilders annually. Stay with us, more news right after the break.
Boost your business with CaribQuest Media. Hey business owners, are you tired of your amazing business being the best kept secret? Do you want your brand to shine brighter than the Caribbean sun? Look no further. CaribQuest Media is here to put your business on the map. Why us? Because we're cooler than a coconut. Our ads are as refreshing as a beach cocktail, eye-catching and unforgettable. Reach the stars. Okay, maybe not the actual stars, but our audience reach is stellar. No need to break the piggy bank. Our rates are so good, even your wallet will do a happy dance. Get started now. Join the coolest, quirkiest, and most effective advertising platform in the Caribbean. CaribQuest Media, where your business becomes everyone's favorite tune. Contact us before we get too famous. CaribQuest Media, turning brands into island legends. P.S. Your competitors already called. Don't let them have all the fun.
LNA Glamour Photo. Just check us out at lnaglamourphoto.com for more information.
Excellence isn't just about reaching the top, it's about the journey that takes you there. At Enterprise Elevator Services, we redefine vertical transportation with innovation, precision, and unparalleled safety. Whether it's a skyscraper or a boutique building, we elevate your experience every step of the way. Contact us and ask about our customized maintenance and installation solutions. Enterprise Elevator Services, taking you higher safely.
Welcome back. Now for news making headlines in the region. Unrest among Curaçao civil servants due to discontent law. The unions of Curaçao civil servants are dissatisfied with a proposal by the government to repeal the discount law that applies to the terms of employment only from January 1, 2024. That's what the Antillean Dagblad is reporting. This is a discount of 12.5%. According to the unions, the law should be repealed retroactively from January 1, 2023. The trade unions ABFO, CITEC, STRAF, NAPB, and SAP have previously sent written requests to the government without receiving a response. In recent days, the unions have informed their members about the situation. They have also expressed their dissatisfaction with the slow decision-making and the lack of payments for the years 2018 and 2019, the Antillean Dagblad reports. The unions are also concerned that the delay in repealing the law will put them at a disadvantage, especially since the indexation of pensions and salaries for 2023 may not be implemented. They have scheduled a joint meeting for Thursday, September 19 to determine the next steps. And still with news coming out of Curaçao, shortening of school hours due to extreme heat. School hours in Curaçao are being adjusted for the next 2 weeks. The extreme heat will continue in the coming weeks, so the students will be allowed to go home earlier. This was announced by the Minister of Education, Science, Culture and Sport, Citri Van Heerden, in a press release. Earlier today, all schools for primary and special education closed at 12 p.m. and secondary education will also now have a shortened schedule. The measure will be in place for 2 weeks, and this decision was taken in consultation with the Meteorological Service and the government-subsidized school boards. Parents and other stakeholders are also requested to show understanding for this health measure. Further updates will follow on Friday, according to Curaçao's Ministry of Education. In Barbados, police investigating deadly mass shooting. Police in Barbados are investigating a mass shooting on Saturday in which 3 people were killed while at a bar located on Nelson Street in the capital. The police reported that around 1:55 a.m. on Saturday, September 14, 3 masked men entered Majestic Bar and opened fire, discharging several rounds at the patrons inside. 3 individuals were pronounced dead at the scene and 8 others were injured. Of those injured, 6 were transported to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital for treatment, while 2 males were treated at the scene. So far, 2 of the 3 people killed have been identified. They are Kawani Akobi Lashley, age 24, and Tobri Antonio Cordell Gobin, age 24. However, the third individual remains unidentified. Police Commissioner Richard Boyce has extended condolences to the victims' families and expressed the service's commitment to bringing those responsible for this mass shooting in Barbados to justice. And over in St. Vincent, the police there are investigating the death of a 10-year-old. Police in St. Vincent and the Grenadines have launched an investigation into the circumstances surrounding the death of a 10-year-old female student, formerly of Glen. Preliminary investigations revealed that around midday on Saturday, police at the CaribQuest police station received a report via telephone that a family of 4 was discovered in their house in Glen in distress, and one of them appeared to be dead. The police immediately responded to the report and visited the scene, where on arrival they discovered 4 females, 1 adult and 3 minors in the house. 3 of them were lying on a bed and 1 on the ground. On closer examination, 3 of them were found to be breathing and the 10-year-old appeared motionless. The district medical officer was informed and later arrived on the scene and pronounced the 10-year-old dead. The other 3 occupants were taken by the police to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital for medical intervention. A post-mortem examination would be conducted on the deceased to ascertain the cause of death. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force has extended condolences to all who have been negatively affected by the tragedy. Over in Haiti, deadly tanker explosion. A tanker truck exploded in southwestern Haiti, killing at least 24 people and injuring over 60 others. According to police reports, in the midst of the tragedy, some residents unaware of the danger were recovering the fuel that was leaking from the tanker truck as it was losing fuel following the deadly accident with another truck. The Civil Protection Directorate of the town of Nipis to the south of Port-au-Prince proceeded to the partial activation of the Departmental Emergency Operations Center to ensure the coordination and control of operations. The first provisional assessment of the region mentioned 16 deaths, but according to Emmanuel Pierre, the National Director General of Civil Protection, other charred bodies were discovered late Saturday near the site of the explosion, increasing the provisional assessment from 16 to 24 deaths. PAHO urges increased surveillance for Oropouche fever in the Americas. The Pan American Health Organization PAHO, in a recent update on Oropouche fever in the Americas, has urged countries to strengthen surveillance, report any unusual events, and reinforce vector prevention and control measures. PAHO said in 2024 the virus has been detected in areas where transmission had not been previously reported. Deaths associated with the infection were also reported, as were cases of vertical transmission. And in Jamaica, a vendor charged for urinating in a bottle. A female vendor who was seen urinating in a bottle near the Charles Gordon Market in the second city of Montego Bay in western Jamaica is facing 6 charges and is scheduled to appear in court later this month. According to the acting chief public health inspector in St. James Public Health Services, Sharika Lewis, the woman is facing 6 charges, including that of not having a food handler's permit. The vendor was charged when a video surfaced last month in which she was captured urinating in a plastic bottle. She then returned to her business of selling ground provisions and fruits without appearing to wash her hands. Vendor's identity was not released. The acting chief public health inspector in Jamaica disclosed that the health department will be facilitating a food handler's training and workshop for all vendors next month. More news right after the break.
This lady. Father, you know that we.
Looking to make your brand unforgettable? CaribQuest Media brings your story to life. From concept to screen, we create stunning audio-visual commercials that captivate your audience. Need a script that sells? Our talented writers craft compelling messages tailored just for you. And with our professional voiceover artists, your brand's voice will stand out loud and clear. Whether you're launching a new product or refreshing your image, CaribQuest Media delivers. Call 1721-544-3200 or email us at caribquestmedia@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at CaribQuest Media or visit us at caribquestmedia.com and let's make magic together. CaribQuest Media, research, innovation, progress.
Attention readers. Heritage Tree Publishers is thrilled to announce 7 incredible new releases by acclaimed author Toriana Granston. Discover powerful stories of overcoming adversity as you dive into the pages of The Gift of Resilience. Delve into rich Caribbean culture with the short story anthology Coal Pot Chronicles. Unleash your potential with the 5-fold mandate and journey into excellence with RIP Mediocrity. But wait, there's more. Toriana also brings you the Soul Harvest Daily Devotional to nourish your spirit and 2 delightful children's books that bring joy to young readers. Get your copy today at the Family Bookstore in Phillipsburg or Radio Maranatha in Marigot. Want to order at your convenience? Then visit Amazon.com and choose ebook or paperback formats or call 580-9335. That's 580-9335. For an affordable price, add these literary treasures to your collection or gift a friend. Remember, readers are leaders. Don't delay, get your copy today.
Thanks for staying with us. Now for news further afield. Apparent Trump assassination suspect waited for hours. Ryan Wesley Routh, the suspect in the apparent assassination attempt of former U.S. President Donald Trump, may have been lying in wait for nearly 12 hours along the tree line at Trump's golf club, authorities have said in a criminal complaint. The man, aged 58, was charged with possession of a firearm while a convicted felon and possession of a firearm with an obliterated serial number during an initial appearance in the federal court earlier today. The investigation into Sunday's apparent attempt on Trump's life is continuing, and additional charges could be brought, law enforcement officials familiar with the matter told CNN. The initial gun-related charges were filed as prosecutors seek to keep Routh detained while authorities continue to investigate the incident. A detention hearing, that is, has been set for September 23rd, and the arraignment is set for September 30th. The man will be held in jail while he awaits trial. Unusual weather turns the Sahara Desert green. There isn't much green in the Sahara Desert, but after an unusual influx of rain, the color can be seen from space creeping into parts of one of the driest places in the world. Satellites recently captured plant life blooming in parts of the typically arid southern Sahara after storms moved there when they shouldn't. It has also caused catastrophic flooding, and scientists say a world warming due to fossil fuel pollution is making both more likely. Rainfall north of the equator in Africa typically increases from July through September as the West African monsoon kicks into gear. But since at least mid-July, this zone has shifted farther north than it typically should, sending storms into the southern Sahara, including portions of Niger, Chad, Sudan, and even as far north as Libya, according to data from NOAA's Climate Prediction Center. As a result, these portions of the Sahara Desert are anywhere from twice as wet to more than 6 times wetter than they usually are. TikTok says US ban would have staggering impact on free speech. Social media provider TikTok argued in court on Monday that a US law which would see it banned unless it's sold by ByteDance would have a staggering impact on the free speech of its US users. The law was prompted by concerns that US users' data is vulnerable to exploitation by China's government. TikTok and ByteDance have repeatedly denied links to the Chinese authorities. The company sued to block the legislation in early May, calling it unconstitutional and an effective ban on the speech of its 170 million US users. A panel of 3 judges heard its arguments at an appeals court in Washington, D.C. on Monday. Concerns around China came up early, saying that the company is owned by the country. U.S. military completes withdrawal from Niger. The U.S. military completed its withdrawal from Niger on Sunday, U.S. Africa Command announced in a news release. The process began on May 19 following the mutual establishment of withdrawal conditions and continued with the withdrawal of U.S. forces and assets. The U.S. had previously said the withdrawal would be complete by September 15. Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary Sabrina Singh said Monday that the remaining personnel in the country are just standard embassy presence. AFRICOM said in a release that the U.S. Africa Command Coordination Element, consisting of a 2-star general officer and staff, have also departed from Niger. The withdrawal comes months after Niger's military government, which took power in a coup in 2023, ended an agreement signed with the U.S. that allowed military personnel and civilian staff from the Department of Defense to operate in Niger. Eddie Grant wins Electric Avenue copyright case against Donald Trump. Guyanese British singer Eddie Grant has won a copyright case against former U.S. President Donald Trump over the use of the 1980s hit Electric Avenue. On Friday, in a 30-page decision, the U.S. District Judge John G. Cottle found Trump liable for damages in a hotly contested copyright battle. In the first legal determination, the judge also found that the song was properly copyrighted. In the second, the judge rejected the only defense offered in the case, a claim that Trump had made fair use of the song. Grant, a UK citizen who now lives in Barbados, has been informed of the decision and said that his lawyers will take over in terms of damages.
The Court of Guardianship would like to remind the public of St. Martin of some key steps to prepare your child for this hurricane season. This includes talking to your children about what might happen in case of a storm, talking to your children about what they can expect and listening to their concerns, stocking up on any supplies your children may need, such as formula milk and medication. If you are considering going to a shelter, pack snacks and entertainment for your children along with other necessities while staying at the shelter. In the aftermath of a disaster, parents or legal guardians might consider evacuating their children to another island. However, the option of evacuating your children should only be considered as a last resort. Being evacuated to another country will affect children's access to regular schooling and friends. Dangers of evacuating your children without being accompanied by parents may include abuse and neglect. Before you choose to evacuate your children unaccompanied by a parent or legal guardian, consider the following carefully. Ensure that the family or friends your children will stay with are people that you know and trust. Talk to your child or children about the possibility of evacuation. Listen to their concerns and answer their questions. You must also inform authorities and prepare several documents to evacuate your child or children unaccompanied, legally and safely.
Stay informed, stay empowered with CaribQuest Media. Tired of fake news and clickbait? Discover a reliable source of news and insights that truly matter. Join our community and experience news done right. With breaking news, get updates as they happen. Stay ahead of the curve with real-time alerts. We offer unbiased reporting. Trust our commitment to delivering accurate, fair, and balanced news. Get in-depth analysis. Dive deeper into stories that shape our world. Gain a new perspective. Our creative multimedia stories and features ensure that you watch, listen, and engage with dynamic content that resonates. CaribQuest Media provides global reach. Explore stories from across the globe, connecting with a diverse audience right from the comfort of your home. Tap into a world of information that empowers you. Don't just consume news, understand it. Join us today for news that matters. CaribQuest Media. Research. Innovation. Progress.
And with that, we've come to the end of our CaribQuest Media News Bulletin for today. For more news, be sure to check us out at CaribQuestMedia.com. I'm Tarana Granson, thanking you for joining us. Please stay safe.